Hi, folks. This is Sai, and I have 12 years of experience in data science and artificial intelligence, and currently I'm working as an data scientist. And today, our topic is on data science. So, coming to the point, everybody in IT are hearing a word about that data science, why this trend is that much in the data science, and what is the reason behind this of this data science, and how it is going to deal the market in the next coming 10 to 20 years in the IT. So what are the reasons, like why the people are surrounded by this word of this data science? Okay, so why means there are so many reasons are there why, because of previously when we are working with the other technologies like a Java or like a .NET. So there is no huge competition for to the data. Okay, why? Because of they have very enough, they have very less amount of the data at that time. Like in the now coming days, they want to something special in the sense they want to predict the future, how it will be the market, or how it will be the shares, or anything, they want to know about this. So coming to this point, we are discussing today topic of the data science. Okay, and how what is the purpose of this data science, and what are the things involved in the data science means. See, if suppose if you are an IT employee or software employee, so if you can learn either Java, .NET, or Python, or C Sharp, that is fine. Okay, so you can able to develop your application as your own, and you can able to deploy, and you can your website or anything, that is fine. But the machine learning or data science is completely different. And here, not only application development, not only the logic to development, developing of the application, apart from the coding knowledge, we require the math and statistics, and also we require the domain and business knowledge. What is the reasons behind this math and statistics and domain knowledge? Why? Because of see, you want to predict the future. How you will predict the future means based upon the past experience and present experience, you are going to predict the future. So for that purpose, we require a statistics is nothing but whatever you till 10th or 11th or 12th standards, whatever the statistics you learned, that is sufficient to become a data engineer. That background is completely enough to become a data engineer. So whatever the statistics is, like a mean, median, board, such kind of things you already learn. So those kind of statistics are enough. And coming to the math is whatever you studied in the 11th and 12th standards, like a probability or calculus or derivatives. So such kind of mathematics is also required. Okay, and coming to the main thing is a domain or business knowledge. Why I am talking about this domain or business knowledge? What is the reasons behind this means? Okay, for example, coming to the share market. Okay, so today I am the person, I have some amount of, I want to invest into the shares. So if I directly I can go to any broker and I can invest the money there, but without unknowingly or blindly. If I invest there, I don't know whether it will be a success or failure. I'm not sure, because of I don't have any knowledge in that one. So today the company revenue is good, and tomorrow the company is getting collapsed, and whatever the money you kept in the shares, it's completely out. There is no chance of getting in a single rupee or single dollar to back to you. So in that case, there is very bad for the but you people. Okay, so in that case, if you are having some domain knowledge, especially in the share market, how means in the past, how the company revenue will be, how the company management is working on these things, and how the company is developing step by step in a day. And like this, the we can get some data, and based upon that data, how the present situation of the company, and in the coming 5 to 10 years, how the company will be working, and what is the goodwill for the company in the market, or what is the goodwill for the company in the people, how many products they are selling into the market. So and worldwide, how many branches are there, what is the situation of the company. So total data, or total information, how we will get it is the means, it is from the statistics. Okay, so, statistics, as well as that domain knowledge in the share market is very important when you are working as the software data engineer. Okay, why? Because of if you don't have any knowledge in the share market, and if you simply enter into the share market, like it's in a completely like in a disaster, we can say. And coming to the e-commerce application, like why these e-commerce applications are running well today, what is the reason behind this means, see, if suppose if you go to the Amazon or Flipkart, like if you purchase an item, for example, like if you choose a mobile device, so like if you choose a mobile device, it will give some suggestions to you, like what kind of suggestions it will give means, it will show you like you can buy this headset, or like you can buy this mobile supporter, or like you can buy this like handset protector, like such kind of suggestions it will give. How these suggestions are getting means, it is based upon the previous persons who purchased the mobile along with the headset or something. So based upon that data, it will give some suggestions, means like based upon the past data, it will give suggestions to you in the present or like in the coming future. That is how these develop, how these things will be, means like they are not simply showing like if you are like if you are purchasing a mobile, they are not showing that headset or something, like based upon the past experience, and they are based upon the past purchases only, they are getting all those things. And like it's, see, the data science is like, not only restricted to share market or banking or e-commerce applications, it is very good in the sciences, life sciences as well. Like how this will be helpful means, like for example, nowadays the doctors wanted data. What kind of a data you want, like see, there are a lot many types of cancers are there, like a lung cancer is there, a colorectal cancer is there, a bladder cancer is there, breast cancer is there, kidney cancer, lot many cancers are there. So what are the reasons behind this getting in a cancer? Okay, means like what are the symptoms initially, and how the symptoms will be grow, and what is the treatment he required, and what kind of hospitals is required, and what kind of a doctor specialization is required. Such kind of data is required in these cancer treatment. Okay, why? Because of like if you are working as a data engineer in the hospitality, like you require these data. So for this purpose, domain knowledge is very very important. If you are working in the share market, or like if you are working in the e-commerce application, or if you are working in the hospital, like you require then definitely required in some background of that thing. Otherwise, like it will be, we can, you can also give the result, but like it is not sure like whether it's a good result or maybe it's a bad result. Okay, that is the one of the thing which we can observe. So keeping on these parts, like data science is in a complete package of like IT, statistics and mathematics, and domain knowledge. So if we have these three combinations, you will become a data engineer. And this is not in a very big task, or like there is, it is not in a, like a very small task. Like the thing is like based upon the person understanding and thinking capability. That's fine for brother. Okay, so coming to this, like what is the data science? Okay, so what is the data science, and why, what are the things involved in this one? See, first of all, when you want to become a data science or data engineer, okay, so first you need to understand the customers, what is the requirement. Okay, after that requirement, like you need to be first define some metrics, like for example, like if you wanted to purchase you are going to keeping in a mobile company, like you need to understand the customers, like what the customer is expecting about the new mobiles or upcoming mobiles, like it will be including any artificial intelligence, or like what is the capacity of the camera, ram, speed, performance. So such kind of metrics are very important. Okay, and the thing is like whatever the phone you or mobile which you are going to develop, it should be like an available, or like it can be easily understand to the non-technical audience also. The thing is like a non-technical audience, in the sense like either the guy is studied with just one, or like he is not studied also, he need to understand the things what you produce. So such kind of things are there. And the thing is like for the company, you need to provide some statistical packages, like in the past what kind of mobiles people are used, and what is the revenue they got, and like in the coming future, so how, what kind of a mobiles are expecting, and currently what kind of a mobiles people are using. And so such kind of a statistical packages are there, are required. And advanced mathematics is required here, like why? Because of like we are using some mathematical calculations, like derivatives or calculus or such kind of things we are using. And coming to that, like experimental design also required. See, experimental design in the sense like what do you call experimental design, like the thinking, like whatever the design, it should be like in the perfect and prompted model. Okay, and all those things you need to be keep in the package, and it should be in a model fitting one. Okay, so that is nothing but like an a data science. Okay, the thing is like everything, and whatever the things which we are providing to the current, it should be like available for the future, and we should be given a better future ideas, we should be given a good improvement in the business and all those things. Okay, so the thing is like whatever the things which you are developing on the data science, like a data preparation, data governance are very very important. And the thing is like a coding is very less part, domain knowledge is more important. And the thing is like analysis is one of the key role which I can say, because of like people are thinking in the IT world or like outside of the IT world, like oh, if suppose if any fresher is going to join to the IT industry, like if you wanted to become an IT software employee, he thinks like I need to write a lot of code. But in case of a data science, no need to be worried of the writing of a code. See, the writing of a code is only 20%. Analysis, domain knowledge, mathematics and statistics will be cover of the 80%. So there is no worry about the coding. Okay, coming to the next point, like see, I am talking about that analysis, like what kind of an analysis is there. Okay, first of all, that a business administration is required. So what is this business administration? In the sense, like for example, like if you are working as a data engineer in the share market or banking or e-commerce application, like you should have some basic domain knowledge about those things. Like for example, if you are working as a data engineer in the SBI or like a HDFC or ICICI or any another bank like a Bank of America or like a Wells Fargo. So like you should know like how many customers are in the past and how many people took the loans, and what kind of revenues generated from the loans, and what kind of revenue generated from the housing loans. So such kind of so many things are there. So like based upon that, like you need to explore your data and you need to show some visualizations to the business people, like in the coming future it should be like this, it should be like this, it should be like this, in the sense like from the loans in the future, like there will be a profit like this, and in the housing loans there will be a profit like this. So you need to be predict those future by using the existing data. So for this purpose, like if you are whatever the code which we are writing is sufficient, but it is not at all sufficient. Like if you are writing in the Java, it is not sufficient, or if you are writing in the Python, it's not sufficient. For this purpose, what you required means like we required some machine learning and advanced algorithms. Okay, so why these algorithms are important, and you people can ask me a question like why the algorithms are required, what is the purpose of these algorithms means. See, whenever you are writing some data or like whenever you are writing some program, some algorithm is required, either it's in a small program or large program, or like because of like based upon some conditions you need to be design your program. So that's why the algorithms are very important. Okay, based upon that only, whatever the algorithm you developed, you are going to implement in the coding, and that will should be given a better results and good results for the predictive analysis or predictive future. Okay, and coming to the point, like so they basically you have a question like if I am appointed as a data engineer in an Amazon company, so what are my roles and responsibilities are there. So this is one of the question, like every time the people are asking to me like what are you doing as a data engineer in the Amazon company, and some people are asking me like what you are working in the Microsoft company as a data engineer. Like we are not going to do any wonders. Based upon my experience, domain knowledge and my coding skills, I'm integrated to in a one single unit and working there. So like collecting a large amount of rough data or like unruly data and transforming it in a usable format. For example, like if I get a data from the market, like raw data, like if it's not in the proper format, like where I'm not able to divide the data into the proper format, and by seeing that like itself I can think that it is not a useless data. So if I think like that, like what it's my responsibility to make that data first as a clean. How I can clean, like I need to divide the data into the categories. Like what kind of a categories means, like if suppose if I am having I got some data, for example like population data, if I got, like I need to divide it into the categories. Like for example world population, for if I got a data, like I got in the text file. So like it should be by seeing a normal guy or a 10th class student or somebody, if you see that like he thinks that like it's something isn't useless. But as a data engineer, you need to make the data as a useful. That is the one of the role for the data engineer. Whatever the useless data is there, you need to make use of it. That is the role of the data engineer. Okay, so how you will make the data into the useful, what are the things you need to do, means that is totally depend upon your experience and your analysis, guys, and your based upon your domain knowledge is also plays a very important role. Okay, so like how you will format that data, means like if suppose it's in a world population is there, like you can split into each and every country, and each and every country, for example, like a world is having some 700 crores of a population, and coming to India it's 130 crores, and coming to Telangana it's like a 5 crores or 2 crores, coming to like a Hyderabad how many, like this you need to be split the data. The thing is like you need to make it into a useful, by because of like for this purpose you should have some domain knowledge. And for this purpose, like if suppose if you have the domain knowledge, your job is pretty good. Okay, and the thing is like coming to the solving business related problems using data driven techniques. So sometimes like a business related problems are there, for example like when company is in loss. Okay, so like if the company is in loss, what we will do, like they will keep some experts who are in marketing for in order to improve the marketing, in order to improve their economy or like improve their sales or something, like how the those guys will be working, because of those guys will be take the past experience, like how the company products in the past and why it is not that much clicked in the current generation, what they have to do make it well profit in the future. For this purpose, like they have some techniques in there, that is nothing but like based upon that also they will be work on the data only. For that purpose they have already some business knowledge in the marketing side, that's why like they can easily survive. Okay, and like working with a variety of programming languages including Python, SAS or R. So why the people have to be think about it, like everybody working on the Java is why, because of like currently if you take 100 applications in the world, among them 80 applications are almost developed in the Java only. Okay, then currently why this Python is came into the picture now, why, what is the reason behind that, why, because of like a Python is a most effective and very friendly with artificial intelligence and data engineering. Why, because of like it is having very huge amount of libraries are there. If you are writing a Java program in 10 lines, in the Python you can complete it in the 3 lines. Why, because of like it is having that much libraries are there, it's an open source and it is a very friendly language. Okay, the thing is like that much very good, and if performance wise Python is like an unimaginable, if you think like so the thing is like a no need to be worry about that like a syntax, and it's a very very easy language. Okay, that's why the people are choosing the one of the best thing in the Python is it is having very huge amount of the libraries which is helpful for the developing our data engineering applications or like artificial intelligence applications. Okay, and having a solid grasp of a statistics, including a statistics and a tests and distribution. So what I'm trying to say means statistic is very key role. Why, because of like a based upon the statistics is nothing but like don't worry guys, like I'm not in a statistics guy, like how I can survive in the data engineering, don't worry, like if you think that like I don't know anything before coming to this job. Okay, the statistics is nothing but like whatever the knowledge which you have at the 7th or 8th standard in the statistics, that's pretty much enough. Like if you know the mean median mode formula, so that's much enough to complete our data science project. Okay, and staying on a lot of analytical techniques such as machine learning, deep learning, and test analytics. Like here, we are not talking about the deep learning, and we are talking about the test analytics. So, like, what is the test analytics? Means just now I told you, like, guys, the thing is, whatever the data is there, you need to make that data into a proper structured format. That is nothing but a test analytics. Okay, and the thing is like how efficiently you will divide the data, that much important, that much helpful for our future predict and future analysis. And the thing is like a communication and collaborating with both IT and business. See, this is one of the important thing. Like if you are an IT engineer or software employee, your roles and responsibilities are basically like whatever the task or assignment which is given to you, you just finish that developing some code, writing test classes, deploy into the server, that's it, your work is done for the day. But like as a data engineer, this skill is not sufficient, you have one more skill is there. You require to act as a business analyst also. Why, because of like you need to do the analysis of the task which you did. Like for example, like they Amazon company, Amazon person asking like we are entering into the food processing, like I required an model on that one. So can you please develop some model on that one? So in that case, like I need to analysis like how the online food business is there, and what are the steps taken care for the online business, and in the past, like how many companies are working on this online food processing, and like how many are the success and how many are the failure. If they are failure, what is the reasons behind that failure? If they are success, what is the reason behind the success? Like there are lot many things they need to be considered. So like writing a code, and one more time I'm saying it is only 20%. Analysis, business understandings, these things will be plays very key role for the data engineer. But like it's not a tough job if you have some good knowledge in the analysis or the coding and like a business understandings. It's such kind of a very easy job, guys. Like trust me, like because of like I'm the example. And if you wanted to choose in the market, like there are so many examples are there who are working as a data engineer. So like they started their career as a fresher in the data engineer, and they're very stable now. Okay. And like see, the thing is like looking the order and patterns in the data. The thing is like why I'm talking repeatedly about this data means like order and patterns. Order in the sense like just now I told you like guys, uh world population is there. World population I need to divide into the order in the sense like the countries, states, cities, towns, villages. Patterns like a village pattern, how many people are staying in the only villages, how many people are staying only in the cities, how many people are staying only in this state. So such kind of a patterns like they need to be split our data. So most of the times we need to be work with the data. That is one of the key role for the data engineer. Coming to the next point, like see like see how many database engineers jobs will be coming in the future are demanded. According to the IBM predicts, IBM is in a company like every time doing an experiments on the new technology. They are saying, for example, today 100 jobs are there in the IT. 28% means 28 jobs are for that data engineer only. Remaining jobs are for normal, like either it's a Java developer or a Python developer or a SQL developer, a tester, DevOps engineer, like that. But see, you can see like how much trend is. Like by 2020, this is a 28%, and it's in 2030, it may be, or 2025, it may be 50 or more than. You can say I'm not able to say that number as well. Why? Because of like every application is required a data engineer, and every company is required a data engineers nowadays. Okay. Data scientist roles have grown over 650% since 2012. You can see this number, and you can really not imaginable by seeing this. But currently we have only 35,000 people in the US who is having data science skills, but they are not full-fledged skills. They have the skills, but they, we cannot say like they are 100% data sciences people. Why? Because of like they are just growing their skills day by day. Okay. As a software engineer, it's a common starting point for professionals like who are having to grow in their job day by day. Okay. That is the main one of the key part. Okay. And the data science will be given a very flexibility career, and you people will be really get a nice life with this one. How? Why I am saying this life, a nice future and all those things means to see the thing is like you are not only a software engineer, you are already in a business analyst, and not only like you are working as like a math teacher also, sometimes like a statistical developer also. You are like you are playing in a different role. For example, like if I am worked for a 10 years for a Java developer, like I am one day I got frustrated like how many times I need to write a test case, like why my mind is not thinking upon the different thing, and why my mind is not thinking upon the business side. So such kind of an struggling my mind is saying that sometimes like okay, in that case like a data science is a job like where you can feel very enjoy. Like means like today if you are working on the coding, tomorrow you are working on the analysis, and day after tomorrow you are working talking with the business people, with the lots of clients of hundreds of countries are there. Like you are talking to the, for example, like a European countries, or you can talking to the European clients, and you can talking with the US clients. Means like your skills will be increased a lot. If you are working as a software engineer, your skills are like only to your cubicle, guys. Like means only within the four walls your work will be there. But if as a data engineer, your work will be around the world. Okay. How the around the world means? You are talking with the business people, based upon their suggestions you are increasing your domain knowledge, and you are becoming an developer and developing the things, and after developing again you are moving to those things to the production, and you're saying to the business people like this can be which we can expect in the future. Like your role will be like in a dramatically changing day by day. Such kind of a good thing for the data engineers. What can I say? Really very good enjoyment job in the IT, especially for the data engineers. Okay, so like don't think like only a development perspective. We need to think in the different perspectives. So like our mind will be like working on anything. So who can become in a data science data scientist? The thing is like see, any person who know the two foreign languages. Okay, for example, I am a guy who is in the India, like I know Telugu because my mother tongue, and like Hindi, which is my national language, and I know the English, so that's a fine for me because of I know the English. So I can able to work as in a data engineer. Why? Because of like I can communicate to the US clients or UK clients or German or anybody who know the English. I can communicate and I can take the business from them, and I can do the analysis, and I can put in a program, and I can develop that program. I can show to the clients like how the future will be, how the predictive data analysis and all those things. Okay, so the thing is like as a fresher, it's very important. Okay, the thing is like R or Python. The thing is why I'm R or Python. Just now, like a few minutes back, we talked about that R or Python. Some things are there. So either you can choose R or you can choose Python, or like if you are interested to develop some other language, that's pretty much good, which will be helpful for the IT people to resolve their things. So whoever shows interesting with a minimum basic knowledge of two languages, having like a 2 years of minimum background of education, like a BTech student. Okay, especially fresher candidates or experienced guys who want to change their role from the IT to like Java developer to like a data science engineer. So anybody can become a data scientist. There is no restriction to anybody. So that is one of the important for this one. Like who having the skills in the analysis, who having the skills in the business domain, who having the skills in the programming, and who having a very good idea in their basic mathematics and statistics. They all can become the data scientists. Or if you don't have the skills, no problem, we will make you to train on those skills. That is we are taking as a challenge. Because why? Because of like a till now we make so many people as a data engineers with our whatever the skills we have. So you no need to worry like I don't know the statistics. Don't worry, we will teach you the statistics. So don't worry if you don't know how to write the program in the Python. Don't worry, we will teach you how to write a program with a simple text, and we have a very friendly nature of the programming we will to use. Okay, this is about like who will become the data scientists. And the thing is like see, by seeing this one, like there are so many I just now I told like these are the different things which are involved in the data scientist, and who want to become a data scientist. Like computer science 20%, if you know the statistic and mathematics 19%. Like this is a survey which we did on the basis like who how much knowledge is required to become a data scientist. If suppose like today one person came to me and he don't have any knowledge in the Python, so don't worry, like we will give you a training on the Python. Within 1 or 2 months you will become an expert in the Python. Like you don't know the statistics or like mathematics, like we will teach you like how the statistics and the mathematics, like how it will be involved in the data science. And if you don't know like how to do the analysis, like we will teach you like you need to do the analysis in this way, and we will give some examples to do. So such kind of things we can do by using this. Okay, like this, see, the thing is like I'm just now I told like technologies won't be 42%, industrial 37%, financial, healthcare. So let's see, the thing is like how the data engineer will be divided his things. Okay, like either technology wise or industrial wise or financial wise or healthcare wise, like he can be divide his things into different sectors. Okay, and coming to the main part, like everybody like exciting like on which technology I want to implement those things, guys. The thing is Python. Okay, so if you know the Python, that is good thing. If you know the minimum Python, that is also one of the best thing I can say. No, so like if you know the Python, is it sufficient to develop a data engineer? No, it's not sufficient. Why? Because of like you required NumPy. NumPy is in a library for the Python programming language, which will be having is a numerical Python. NumPy is nothing but it's a numerical Python. How the numerical Python will be work means like see if you are working with the arrays, two-dimensional array, three-dimensional array, or n-to-n dimensional array. Why? Because of like see when you are working as a data engineer, like you have to be take a population column. Population column in the sense like there are 100 columns are there for the population, then some lakhs of rows are there. Okay, hundreds of columns and lakhs of rows are together will be structured to an array. So like there are n-to-n dimension of the array. So like so for that kind of thing, is it sufficient to write a program from my end? It's not sufficient. Why? Because of like it's very headache. So I'm not able to take that headache from my end. So instead of that, like I am going to give that take the opportunity from the Python NumPy libraries. Okay, this NumPy library, whatever the matrices or like whatever the arrays, it will be easily converted to our requirement within fraction of seconds. Okay, so that is one of the benefit of this NumPy. Okay, and coming to this scikit-learn. So guys, like whatever the I just now I told you like working as a data engineer, you required analysis, domain knowledge, software programming, and the thing is like in the software programming, we need to use a lot many machine learning libraries and algorithms, like guys. So here, see, as a free software engineering learning, we have plenty of libraries which will be provided by the scikit-learn. Okay, scikit-learn will be what it is basically doing means like see in the data science, like we are providing classification, regression, clustering algorithms, including like a support vector missions, random forest, gradient boosting, and k-means, and is designed to interoperate with the numerical Python and scientific Python. So this scientific Python, and see by seeing these words, don't be panic and don't hesitate to learn. These are very simple things, guys. Like whatever you studied in the 10th class, those things will be repeated again. That is nothing but in a data science course. Whatever you studied in the 10th class, like whatever you studied in the future past, that's enough. That knowledge will be repeated here. And coming to this is a pandas, guys. This is a Python pandas. So pandas is also a famous software library, like where we are working with the numerical Python, or like a mathematical tables or times is or lot many data manipulation or anything or analysis we can do with the pandas. So apart from these are the some important things of the Python which we are going to use in the data science career when we are developing our applications. Okay, and like a matplotlib, like what is this matplotlib, why this thing means, see, I am a data scientist, and like I developed some programs, but like if I show in the numerical way, that is not sufficient. I need to show in the graphical way, or I need to show in the design format. So how this will be effect means by using matplotlib, I'm able to do these things. Okay, matplotlib is a Python programming language. Okay, it is having some good mathematical extensions where I can make the programs to easily developed in the graphical or graphical designing. Okay, so coming to this TensorFlow. TensorFlow is like a one of the neural networks which we will talk about the deep learning purpose. Another one is like Keras. Okay, so like what is this Keras and what is the purpose of these Keras and those things means it is also in a TensorFlow which is working for the deep learning of the applications. Okay, and coming to this another point, like I told you that data structures and algorithms in the Python. Okay, this is one of the key part and key important part. Why is the I'm see guys, like one thing I will say, data structures and algorithms, by the don't neglect these part, data structures and algorithms. Data structures, what do you mean by data structures? So for example, I have some data, so I need to provide some structure to it. That is nothing but a data structure. Okay, for example, if you are a Java guy, you know like array list, linked list, vector, stack, queue, map, hash map, linked hash map. So what are that are nothing but a data structures. It is providing some structure to your data. So in the Python, we are already having the built-in data structures, which like previously showed, right? Those things are there. And algorithms like whatever you studied in the your previous 10th or 9th standards, those algorithms are enough, like start point, step, like if condition is there, if else condition is there. So such kind of algorithms we are going to the right, and we are going to keep in the programs. So See guys, like the scikit-learn, I am repeating this word, scikit-learn is very important to develop the data scientist jobs. Why? Because of this data scientist jobs, see, like this he's having each and every library. See, maximum for a program, maybe you will write 20 lines to 30 lines of a code. That's it. Your work will be done for the day, and that 20 and 30 lines also, you no need to be think of yourself. Just there is a python library or scikit-learn library is there, just google it, take that thing and keep in your program, your work is done. Okay, so that is one of the benefits of this scikit-learn. And see guys, like whenever we are working with these things, we are working on the data, so we no need to be forget about that sql guys. Sql, why this sql means, like sql will be, we need to take the data from the sql, and we need to be keep into the analysis part, and we need to be showing the some structured format. So many things are we can do with the sql. So sql plays a very good key role, and we need to know sql and NoSQL also, like a mongodb, or like any another AWS NoSQL databases, like whichever you are familiar. If it is, that is fine. It is nothing but like a SQL or any structured query language is sufficient. Okay, and math and statistics for the data science, like in the math, what are the things are the we are going to cover, means like we are going to cover linear algebra, calculus, and in the statistics, descriptive statistics, inferential statistics. These are the things which you are going to cover in the mathematics and statistics. So, and suppose, like still now I discussed about the python and its libraries, and apart from that, like we can work with the apache spark for the data science. So what it will make the difference between the other libraries and this apache spark, because of like apache spark is in a fast processing, and it's a how this will be a fast processing means, like compared to other programming languages, this is having some built-in features which makes our programming to run very fastly. Okay, it's in a real time streaming, means like whatever the enterprise applications which we are working on, so that will be really coming to this picture, and it will be work very collaborative with those things, and it's in a dynamic in nature. How the dynamic in the nature means, like based upon the data which we are loading, so how much data you are loading was, but still it will not hang, or like it will not show any drawback, or like it will not block or something, like that much dynamic it is. And it's in a multiple language support, like how this can be an apache is a multiple language support, like for example, like if you written a library, if you wanted to use a library of python in the apache spark, you can use it. If you want to use a java thing in the apache spark, you can use it. Like there are so many things are there. Okay, and see the guys, like I can say one thing, like it is a very easy integration with the other technologies, especially with the hadoop. So why I am talking about this Hadoop? What is the importance of this Hadoop? Means, see guys, Hadoop is a big data, or Hadoop is a very famous words in 6 years back. Why? Because of like at that time they have very plenty of data is there, and they want to make that plenty of data into different formats they wanted to keep. At that time, this Hadoop is one of the very key role. Okay, so the thing is, like Hadoop will place in a very important role here. Okay, that is one of the good thing which Apache Spark having very good integration support with the Hadoop. Okay, so that is the Apache Spark, like, and it's a very it provides very high level APIs for the Java or Scala or Python, or any programming language. It is having a flexibility to integrate, and we can use in the Apache Spark. Okay, coming to the Scala guys, like you see, the thing is, like Spark is there, and why I need to learn the Scala? Everybody having a question in their mind. Okay, so what is the Scala? Scala is like nothing but it's in a high level programming language which is having some like a functionals and object oriented programming with the high performance runtimes. Okay, so basically why we should use Scala instead of the Python? So this question might be rise in your words. Okay, why? Because of like Scala will be provide more flexibility and more support for the other technologies, especially with the Java, or like if you suppose if you are working with the multiple systems, like which is working on the mainframes or Java or .NET or C Sharp, this Scala will be getting some easy integration with those things. So such kind of a flexibility is there in the Scala. But if you want to work the same thing in the Python, yes, it's definitely work. The thing is like we need to write some additional logics and additional coding for that one. So that is the makes difference between the Scala and the Python. Okay, and the thing is like the Spark, which was built using the Scala. Okay, the basement for the Spark is, where is the basement means, it's in a Spark is in a framework which was built by using the Scala. Scala, I can say, like if you are a Java student or a Java guy, Scala is a Java. Apache Spark or something, we can say like in a Spring or Spring Boot or something else. Okay, so like we can teach those things, and people might be confusing like why I am showing these many technologies to learn becoming a data science engineer. See guys, the thing is like we are teaching in multiple ways based upon the market requirement and based upon the current trend and based upon the technology, what the current industry, based upon these things we are going to provide our services. Like for example, like today in the market, people are working with the Python and its libraries. So in that case, like we will teach to the students like only in the Python and Python related technologies like NumPy, SciPy, or scikit-learn, Matplotlib, such kind of things only we will teach and makes you a data engineer. Or else like in a one company or like some other companies are following in a trend like along with the Python, they are using an Apache Spark or Scala for their jobs or like for their purpose, like we will teach in that way as well. So like the thing is like whatever whatever the thing oh sorry for
Yeah, Sai.
1 second. ఎందుకో ఇలా వచ్చింది, ఇది నేను ఫ్యూజ్ చేసానండి, ఎందుకు వచ్చింది ఇట్లా?
It is recording.
Yeah, 1 second. So are you able to see something is like on the screen, like cross or something?
Yeah, yeah.
1 second. Recording is fused. 1 second.
Yeah, those are fine.
No, 1 second. Okay, so okay, so these are the differences, and see the thing is like one of the other thing is like what can I tell to you, like see the learning data science with the Python tools, like see how this Python tools will be work, and what are the tools we are using. So the thing is like if you are working with any programming language, we are using that Google Colab. Okay, what is this Google Colab means? So this is one of the programming, this is one of the tool which will be provided by the uh, Google people for our working purpose, like how we will be develop our machine learning or a data science program. Okay, so such kind of things will be done from this Jupyter or like Google, Jupyter notes or a Crystal, which we will be provided those things. Okay, and it's makes very friendly or easy learning with this data science. Okay, and coming to the other things like data science steps, one of the thing is like you need to gather your data. Okay, how you will gather means like you will get the data from the any of the persons, like from the stakeholders or like whoever, means like in the internet also you will get some good data. So based upon that data you can develop your things. And data preparation, like how we will prepare your data. For example, like you can prepare your data in the SQL format, like normalizations or outliers or anything like in the Excel format also you can develop. So such kind of things you can do with this data preparation. And coming to that exploration is nothing but like visualizing your data. How you will visualize your data? Basically by using some matplotlib or seaborn of the Python, or like we have some in the Spark, like we have very good visualization techniques, or like we have in the market, like there are plenty of the tools are there which will be makes you for visualization. And model building, how you will build your model means like I told you guys, like we will build our models based upon the algorithms. So these are the algorithms which we are frequently using in your applications. So like these algorithms, like no need to be rewrite. These algorithms is already present in the libraries, just we need to be utilize those things. Okay. And model validation, after developed your data science application, like you need to validate it, how it will be, what is the performance of these things, like so those things also will be get to know those things. And model deployment, what is this model deployment? In the sense like it's nothing but like if you whatever the applications which you are deploying into the server, so this is the nothing but like the same thing you are deploying into the servers, or like in the real time environment. That is the main thing. And like see guys, whatever you learn till now, means like a Python or a NumPy or a scikit-learn or a Spark or a Scale or anything. Okay, we are preparing in a case studies. The case studies on ways, on which basis we are preparing these case studies? See, on Kaggle. Kaggle is a data source where you will get some plenty of data sets, especially like which will be very easy for the data engineers to get the data from the Kaggle sites. Kaggle is the thing is like suppose for example you required some hospitality data, you will get from the Kaggle, or like you required some like cancer patients data, you will get, or like e-commerce applications data you will get. So everything you will get from this Kaggle. Okay, from those data we can be based and from the Quora also will get some nice features. And Medium is analytics vidya, so such kind of sites will be we will which will given for the data presentations. And this, so whatever the things which we are learned, right, like it's a totally open source guys, like no need to be purchase a single thing. Why? Because of like we are working with the open source of Python, pandas or scala or Spark. Okay, totally it's an open source one. Okay, so no need required to purchase anything. So like these are the things which we know based upon my current experience and knowledge I share to you. So do you have any questions? Let me know guys.
Yeah, Sai. And coming to the Python and R language,
Okay.
so where exactly the R language will be used here?
So coming to the R language or Python, the thing is like, see, R language or Python we can use anywhere in this programming, in this data science, for especially when we are working with the statistics. Okay, so when we are want to working with the data, for example, like if you are having, you want to prepare some analysis on the population. So like you will get some population data, for example, like a world population. So that population data you will get, so you wanted to make it into the statistic, you wanted to divide that data, and like you wanted to visualize that data, and you wanted to show in that, like for example, like in India, how many people are staying in cities, how many people are staying in villages, or how many people are staying in metropolitan cities. So how this data will be getting to visualization, or like how this data will be prepared, means by using R language. Okay, so the basic thing of this R language is nothing but it will be mainly work with the statistical models. Okay, so for example, like I will show, I will tell you. Okay, so like in the 1990, how many people stayed in the cities, how many people stayed in the metropolitan cities, how many people stayed in the villages? So in 1990s, 2000, 2010, 2020, for each and every decade it will be divided. So like you want to divide those things by your own, it will take at least a day to divide those things. But by using an R statistical models, you can divide those things within 5 to 10 minutes, or I can say 3 to 4 minutes also. The thing is like you need to write that logic, that's it, your work will be done. The logic is also there, but you need to provide that data. So R is nothing but a statistical programming. So like where it will be worked with the any data, or what kind of an unformatted data also we need to make the format, and if you give to R means it will build in a statistical model for you to develop those things. So that is this is the area where it is an example where I can say that R we can use.
Okay. And coming to the machine learning, could you please elaborate more on that?
Yeah, so like see, machine learning, the thing is like for example, everybody having their own way of thinking for the, especially like the just now the whoever entered into the BTech or completed their graduation, or like who want to enter into the IT jobs, like they wanted to know about that what is this machine learning means. Machine is not going to learn anything, but the thing is we are going to give a training to the machine. How we are going to train to the machine? For example, see, if you I there is an image of a cat is there, okay, and that cat image I am showing to the image processing one. Image processing is in a deep learning, or is image processing is in a machine learning algorithm. Like today I show an image of cat to that machine learning to that image processing, and so tomorrow I show the same cat picture to it. Like that I showed the like a 10 or 20 cat images or pig images or any animal images to that, and in the 11th day I show a dog image to that image processing. It will say it is not a cat, it is some other than the cat. So based upon the past data, it will say that like this is not the correct one, it is an whatever you are showing is a wrong one. So like the thing is like based upon the past experience you are going to predict the future. So that is the statistical models which we are building in this machine learning. So like if suppose if you people are having any confusion here, like let me give a clear understanding on that one, like how the thing is like. See, for example, everybody using their mobile phones. In that mobile phones they have a feature of image recognition. How that image recognition will be work? It will be work on the machine learning only. Why? Because of like initially you will take a picture of your image in your phone, and like that picture will be there, okay, and whenever you want to unlock your phone, you just wanted to keep your face in front of that mobile, so automatically the phone will be getting unlocked. So here how it will work means we are giving training to the machine. Okay, we are giving training to the machine to behave in this, like it just like is nothing but a robot technology. For example, like we are teaching you, if suppose you buy a robot and you ask to robot to clean your house, okay, so like you need to show or you need to give some training to that one to how to clean the house, then only it will work. The nothing but like the thing is like if I say something, suppose like today I showed to the machine like please work in this way, and as a system will say okay I need to work in this way. And tomorrow if you get up early in the morning and if you're saying to the robot like hey robot, can you clean the house, so immediately it will take the broomstick from your home, and like it will take it will clean the house and it will say work is done. Like this it will do. So the thing is like a machine learning is nothing but we are giving training to our machine based upon the data which we have, or based upon our requirement we are giving to the training to the machine. That is nothing but than a machine learning.
And how the opportunities for data scientists nowadays?
Nowadays like see, for example, we have, I can say, for every 100 members there are 45 members to 40 to 45 members are required for the data science. Why I am saying means, see, bank applications which is already developed, okay, there is no, you are not going to create a new application, or you are not going to do a wonder in the bank application, or like you are not going to do a beautiful, you are not going to do a beautiful design to the e-commerce application or like any another application. Okay, the thing is like the industry is expecting something new to improve their business. So for in order to improve their business, software engineers is not at all sufficient. They required a software engineer which is having the qualities of data analytics, okay, business understandings, business domain knowledge. So such kind of a qualities are required. Why? Because of like for example, there is an a sorry, there is an e-commerce company is there, so they want to improve their sales. Okay, so for that purpose like they want to develop a machine. or they wanted to develop some application on that one. So as a software engineer, okay, if they gave instructions to me, I can develop an application, but that is not sufficient. Why? Because of like that application is already there in the website, that application is already there in the live in the production, but they want expecting something new. How? What is that new means? Based upon the data which we have, like they need to develop some business applications, not like in a routine application. So which will be give some business improvements for there, and which will be make that like okay, in the future maybe there is an loss or gain, such kind of things they want to know. So such kind of applications they want to develop. So like for each and every industry, for like from the automobile industry or like computer industry or like food processing, any area in the world, is there is a requirement of a data engineer or a machine learning or artificial intelligence requirement. It's a compulsory, it's a requirement. Why? Because of like now only people, IT industry people are investing in this area, and they are looking for such kind of a dynamic people who are very good knowledge in the business analytics and programming side. So like we can say like for every 100 jobs, we can say 45 jobs are there for data engineers who are having very good skills. At least they know the minimum basics also, that is fine. Why? Because of like they require the people for each and every small thing also, they require some analysis, and they require some improvements their business. So it is required everywhere. So like don't worry about your future will be getting stronger with this data engineer. And the thing is like for a example, if I am in a Java developer, my salary will be, I am and a ultimate Java developer also, my salary will be, for example, I have a 10 years of experience, maximum my salary will be 20 lakhs or 25 lakhs per annum. But as a data engineer, as a fresher, you can get at least 8 lakhs to 10 lakhs. Or like when an experienced data engineer or data scientist, you will get a 5 years you will get 25 to 30 lakhs or 40 lakhs also you can gain. But it depends upon your thinking capability, programming knowledge, business domain knowledge. Those things are there. You can say like for a normal developer, for a normal software engineer and a data engineer, there are many differences are there. Not only in the thinking perspective, salary perspective, on-site opportunities, or like dealing with the business and working with the professional, highly professional skilled people, or like working with the CEO kind of people also, you will get an opportunity. For a normal software engineer, you will not get on that opportunity. Okay, the thing is like for a normal software engineer for any company, as a fresher they are giving a 3 to 3.5 or 4 lakhs maximum. But as a data engineer, you will definitely get having good knowledge, definitely gain an 8 lakhs of package as a fresher. Or you are an experienced guy, it depends upon your capability. Like for a 5 years guy also in the Bangalore, they are paying 45 lakhs. So don't worry about the package will be ultimate. And the thing is like it depends upon our capability.
Okay. And Sai, what are all the tools you showed, right, in this
Yes.
video? Scala, Spark,
Yes.
R, and Python, all these. So we are going to discuss all those things in this series, right?
Yes, the thing is like we are planning in the two ways in the model. Like for example, like the Python will be compulsory for everybody. It's a normal one. Python, Pandas, NumPy is it's a normal for everybody. Okay, it's a basic things for each and every person, and depends upon the market and it depends upon the company requirements. We will train to the people. For example, if suppose for Apple company they required a Scala and Spark, so in that case like we will give training to the Scala and Spark along with the Python and all those things. Okay, and if suppose some people having in a requirement of like a Matplotlib, NumPy, scikit-learn, such kind of things, we will give training on that as well. It's totally depends upon the people interest and business needs and market requirement. So whatever the tools which we shown in this one, we are going to cover each and everything from pinpoint to extreme positions, and we will give some uh, like projects also to do by yourself, and we will give some support as well in this one. Like suppose if today I teach the Python and tomorrow I left, that is not the thing. Today I teach the Python and tomorrow like we will give some projects to you people to work on that. Like you need to do your own analysis on that one, and you need to come with like hey boss, like I did this analysis, tell me what is the wrong with one. definitely our team is there to help for each and every people to you. Like for example, like I asked you to develop an application of a data engineer for the population. Like if you do a mistake, we are there to rectify those things. Okay, whatever we given a commitment in the video, we will teach each and everything without any hesitation, and you can ask at any time like why you are not saying this one. We will definitely teach everything in the Python libraries, Spark, Scala. Means it's completely depends upon the market and business requirements of you people. Based on that, you can come with your idea. We will teach you on like that only. It's totally a friendly environment. So, any another questions?
Sai, what is the duration of this course?
Duration maybe might be like see the thing is like it's maximum it will take 2 to 3 months also it will take, or like it's if suppose if we cover the weekends it will take 2 months, 2 to 2.5 months it will take maximum. Why? Because of like we are covering many of the things, so like it will take 2 months, at least 2 months is required for you people.
Okay.
So
Okay.
why? Because of like the thing is, it is a bit extensive, and most of the things we are working day to day. So like it's taking little bit lengthy time. But the thing is like for your career, you need to spend that time.
Yeah, that is correct.
See, this is like if suppose some people are saying that like oh 2 months, it's very long. But the thing is like you studied a BTech for 4 years, but what you did achieve in that 4 years? But in these 2 months only, you are getting a job with our technology. That's what we are giving an a surety for you people. The thing is like within the 2 months, whatever you studied in the 4 years, we will make you sharp within these 2 months. That is the guarantee which we are giving from our side. So like what we are expecting from you people means whatever we told, listen carefully, do it on the time basis, and get a clarity on those things and improve your skills. Then automatically you will become a sharp. 4 years education will be equal to 2 months of education from our side. We are giving a guarantee for that.
Sure, Sai. Thank you so much. And coming to the projects, real-time projects, you're going to help us, right?
Real-time projects definitely we will going to help us. The thing is like yes, we are going to take care of those things.
Okay. And any help in the resume preparation and interview question side?
Definitely we will give maximum support in the resume preparation and interview questions. So like resume preparation is not a big challenge. We will give as much as support, and the interview preparation like we will give some tips, and based upon that like you can proceed.
Okay, Sai. So that's all from my end. We will continue the sessions and we will see.
Okay,
Thank you so much for your time, Sai.
thanks a lot. Have a nice day. Bye.
Yeah, bye.